Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. It's been a while. I'd say it's been too long. It's probably been a month since I made a Bill Maher video, and that is just too long for this channel. I can't go that long without covering a ridiculous Bill Maher moment at least once. Well, luckily enough, here we go again. We got another Bill Maher moment. The cat's out of the freaking bag, folks. I think a lot of people are starting to realize it. I think the left is, or at least some relatively honest actors on the left are starting to realize it. They're starting to look around and they're saying, holy freaking moly, what happened? I'm surrounded by a bunch of crazies. Now, of course, one idiotic question, this question of what happened. We know exactly what happened. The woke revolution has been enacted. It's coming for all of us. It's taken over, it feels like. Left-wing politics, left-wing political culture in general has become extreme. The cat's out of the freaking bag, and these people don't know how to put the cat back in. You know, a lot of these legacy leftists are getting caught in moments like these, looking in total shock and utter dismay once they realize this extremist left-wing mob that they've created. And Bill Maher is the latest leftoid to have that public awakening in front of everyone. I mean, the body language, it's so incredibly genuine. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that as I continue to make the argument that the left has become violent and extreme in the West. We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks. Now, I don't know if Bill Maher is acting here, if they set this whole situation up just to get clicks, to go viral online, but even if that's the case, it's not exactly a great defense. Just take a look at what the modern left has become.
So let's not bury the lead. The big story this week, they tried to shoot Trump again. Let's not funny. Okay. I'm being serious now. That's the second time this happened. I said this before. There can be no fuzz on this. This is not funny. Okay? It's not okay. It's not okay to wish it happened. Well, this is a problem. Well, I mean, look, this happens too frequently. I'm sorry. This happened on the golf course. A guy was laying in wait, and it happens too much. In fact, besides the shooter, there were two other shooters beside him waiting to play through. This has got to stop.
You know, it's like I've been saying forever, the left has created a monster, and I don't think they know what to do with it anymore. Every single time an attempted political act of violence is enacted, or there's something that might have happened to Trump, you know, when Trump got COVID, for instance, or when mysterious substances were sent to the White House, the attempted assassination in Butler, then, of course, the latest one on the golf course. In all of these instances, the left seems at the edge of their seat, hoping that something bad's gonna happen, just crossing their fingers. I mean, it's unbelievable, and we're stuck in this situation where you have these popular leftists who have to release these videos every time telling their audience, don't celebrate, please. Let's not be gleeful and joyful at the idea that our political opponents may have been harmed here.
I think it is so stupid and counterproductive to spend time trying to downplay the fact that the guy 2 times, there have been people trying to kill him over the last 90 days. We are not a country in which political violence can be condoned. And just because Donald Trump helped incite January 6th does not make two wrongs equal a right. Right? We need to be better than that. Not the same or worse. It is a bad thing that twice in 90 days, the nominee of one of the 2 major parties was the victim or the focus of an attempted assassination. Period. It does not matter if it's Democrat or Republican or independent or green or libertarian. It should not matter that it is Donald Trump, because we believe that this is not a good thing, or at least we should, that you do not resort to violence to try to get the means and end that you are aiming at. That the way that you defeat someone who you disagree with politically is you go vote. You beat them at the ballot box.
It's over and over and over again, but you don't see these kinds of warnings, this kind of general dynamic on the other side. It only exists on the left, at least to this degree. It's unbelievable, and it's every single time. Remember what happened when Donald Trump's brother passed away? His brother, Robert Trump, who had nothing to do with his political career, well, what did the left do? They attacked him for almost a week straight. Or what did they kept saying? Oh, they got the wrong Trump. It should have been Donald. I can pull these examples endlessly. Remember when Rush Limbaugh passed away? I do, and what I remember most distinctly is just this disgusting, horrible feeling that I had in my chest as I was sitting there throughout the entire week again, it felt like, watching leftists on Twitter cheer. And I think that was before Elon Musk had bought the platform. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the case. When the left dominated the platform, it was unbelievable. It was like a big online party happening on the platform with all kinds of major celebrities and major talking heads chiming in and saying, frankly, disgusting stuff. I mean, just look at what the left has become. It's shocking and frankly, it's appalling. I don't usually like to use those words because I think they're kind of, pearl clutcher words, but that's exactly what it is. It's shocking and appalling. It reaches that level. Very rarely do things actually reach that level, but in these instances, the left's sort of morbid fascination with celebrating the demise of their opponents, it's dark and it's frankly appalling. And these leftist thought leaders and talking heads aren't doing enough to curb the issue. Bill Maher seemed a little bit shocked, but then he goes immediately into the joke. Then during other segments that he's done on other nights, he's made jokes like this.
Everyone has to admit this season of the election is awesome. I mean, it had everything. Plot twists, assassination attempts. We even killed off the main character.
And so essentially he's making light of the whole situation, and he has. He's saying, oh no, let's not laugh at the demise of our political opponents or the attempted, assassination of our political opponents, but at the same time, let's laugh about it. It's so inappropriate we should condemn anybody engaging in that kind of behavior, but there's no real condemnation. There's no alarm bells going off in these people's minds. It's almost as if they're content with it. It's almost as if you have these left-wing ideologues who are seeing their party march straight towards extremism, radicalism, justifying political violence on a consistent basis, and they're kind of going along the ride going, come on, stop, don't do that, guys. We don't want to be those people. Come on, you're not serious, are you? As they stay in the boat and continue to flow down the river. It's not a serious condemnation. There have not been any serious condemnations of political violence coming from the left, period. They demand the other side is on top of it all the time. Of course, Donald Trump has to be careful when he tweets, otherwise they're going to threaten to ban him. At least that was the dynamic for however long. And the reason was always, incitement of political violence. #unity, Trump is so divisive. They're huge on setting that standard for their political opponents, but when it comes to their own side, it's total lackluster. They're MIA, missing in action, and when they aren't missing in action, they're missing the mark. The one example I always go to, because I think it's probably the most relevant, and really one of the most extreme, was the 2020 summer of riots. Again, it shows you how weak the Democrats are on the issue of condemning political violence. They had their supporters burning down neighborhoods for months, for an entire summer. Police officers were being attacked. People were being killed. Neighborhoods were being ransacked. And it took Joe Biden over 100 days to make a public statement. I mean, that is insane. I remember it so clearly. I remember it was almost like a daily thing. Is Joe Biden going to say something? Are Democrats going to do something? Are they going to condemn the violence? Or they're just going to continue to promote these bail funds? I mean, I remember watching these neighborhoods burning, covering everything that was going on and just waiting. Hey, Joe, are you going to say something? And then finally he did. And finally, there was a slow end to the violence. In other words, Democrats could have ended the violence, but they chose not to. And then they lecture you about incitement to riot, incitement to violence. It's a complete farce. Their voters, their supporters have become extreme, at least certain groups of them, and the leftist establishment simply isn't doing enough to stop this slow march towards extreme violent politics. That's all, and I think that Bill Maher video pretty much puts it all into perspective now, doesn't it? Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.